Just blink the sleep out of my eyes. Welcome to my live stream. My name is Priscilla. Should I have an intro for these things? I see people that are all so well rehearsed because they give the same intro, and then I watch them a few times and then I memorize their intro. It's kind of predictable and cute. I don't know. So I don't know. Should I have a designated introduction? Where I'm like, hi, welcome. This is me. This is what I do. This is why I do it. Would you like to join me? I'm going to play with my lighting here. That's the blue. That's the yellow. Makes me look a little, it looks pretty good on an IG. Looks a little bit weird on YouTube. Actually, I think the yellow one probably looks the best. Okay, we're gonna hang out there for now. Welcome. So, what do we do in these little live streams? Well, we talk. This is fun little chit-chatty makeup life, and yeah, just kind of whatever we're interested in talking about. And if you want to chime in and give me your 2 cents or whatever it is that you happen to have to give, go ahead and do it. Yeah, just before this, I just woke up from a nap because I have been so messed up on my schedule. My hubby is working at night, and I'm a night person anyhow. I just prefer nights. The clapping is my doggy walking across the floor. She's got to come over and hang out with Mom because Mom left her. Mommy was taking a nap with her, and that was really great. And now Mommy came over to make one of these stupid videos. So now she's going to lay maybe on her bed right beside me, or go around me and look at me and be like, Mom, can we go outside? No, we can't. Lay down. Go lay down. She just came in from outside. She doesn't need to go outside. So she did. She laid down. Good girl. Anyway, yeah. And then she got up again to play with her toys. So yeah, I was just feeling so tired because we had to go run a bunch of errands this morning and got like almost no sleep. And yeah, and he got no sleep. And now he's like, I'm not feeling well. And I'm like, yeah, because you didn't sleep at all. I think he got like 2 hours of sleep, and now he had to go back to work. So at least I got to take a nap. I'm the lucky one. And after this, I got to go to sleep, and he's still working until morning. So, oh well, such is life. So, what do I have on? It doesn't even look like I have makeup on right now. We'll talk about that. So these glasses are from Zenny. These are from Zenny. These are the ones with the little green at the top. They're always dirty because, you know, I get dust and dirt and grease and stuff all over my glasses all the time. That's how it works. So my little elephant earrings. These are from Shein, I do believe. They were like $1, little stainless steel guys. And they were in a set of 3. So they're like studs, and they were crosses, and these elephants. I'm not sure what elephants and crosses have to do with each other, but they were both there, and I like elephants and I like crosses, so we're cool. This top is from Rainbow Shops back. That's my dog's name is Rainbow, so she looked at me like, what, Mom? Back in the day when I was in Haiti, I actually bought this, and I've had it since. And I like it. It's this cute little crop top and stuff, little summery thing. But now I'm cold, so I've got my blanket on me because the air conditioning has got me all discombobulated. I came from the tropics. I moved from the tropics up to Minnesota, and now I'm frigid all the time. I used to be like hot all the time, and now I'm frigid all the time. So last 3 days, so I do 3 days, a look for 3 days out of a palette, an eyeshadow palette. And just to kind of get to know the palette and see how it is. So Fluffy Smiles is here. Hi, welcome back. Sometimes I remember to look and see who's joining us, and sometimes I don't. So if I miss you, I'm sorry, but just send me a message and be like, hey, I'm here, acknowledge me, and I will, hopefully, if I see it. So anyway, yeah, so this is the one I used for the previous 3 days, and I got some really cool looks out of this, and I think this would be really great, like, in fall and summer. It looks like this. It is so pretty. Man, those colors show up so much better on IG than they do on YouTube, just because YouTube is coming off my computer and IG off my phone. So But yeah, I got some really cute looks. These are all posted on my Instagram. So one of my favorite palettes in my collection altogether. The only reason that it's not higher is because this color right here is kind of a dud. But other than that, really, really beautiful looks you can do with this. So, but for something totally different, I'll put that up later in my, I'm kind of ranking them too. So for the month, I'll rank like 10 videos. So for something completely different, for these 3 days, I'm doing this starting today and then tomorrow and the next day. And I will post these looks. This is, it's so pretty, but I think it's my least favorite of the Odin's Eye palettes. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It's so pretty and springy and just fairy-like, right? Just kind of natural and whatnot. These shimmers are really beautiful, but so many of them are like topper type shimmers, which is great because they mix with the mattes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes, including this yellow one here called Daisy, nice bright yellow. Other than that, there's not really much color. It's pretty neutral. One of my issues is that this color here and this color here are almost identical. This one called Baby's Breath has a tiny bit of pink in it, and so it's a little bit different, but these are almost identical. And then also this one here called Dandelion. I'm trying to read them upside down. And this one over here called Golden Tulipa. This guy here, they're real similar. So those 4 are pretty redundant. They definitely wouldn't have needed 4, maybe 2, maybe 1, and could have added like, this is called lilac, but it really doesn't reflect very lilac-y at all. It's a little cool tone, but it's just such a sheer shimmer that you just don't get a whole lot to it. So I wish they would have had more like this one. This is a really nice nicely pigmented shimmer, a bright yellow gold, and yeah. So there's some pretty ones. Anyway, I am wearing that on my eyes right now. I will see if you can see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's really light. I try, I like color, but I do also like things that are a little bit more neutral. So I don't know. It's cute. You'll see the pictures of that because I do take pictures every day. My husband's like, "You taking pictures of your makeup again?" Yep, that's what I'm doing. I gotta make my followers happy so they can see the 3 looks that I've done with each palette. I think that's really helpful though, because if I'm looking at a palette or if I want to buy a palette, to be able to see 3 different looks that are, kind of contrasting. I try to make them contrasting as much as possible. And I have kind of eclectic taste, so I'm a little adventurous, but I also like neutral looks. So the one I did today was pretty safe, and I did not use anything except what's in the palette. But I might add more stuff from outside the palette. So we'll see. It's not my favorite Odin's Eye palette. I have the Norns palette, and then 2 of the long skinny ones. And those ones all I think are better or more fun than this one. But if you're really into neutrals, it could be great. It's just it's very understated. It's very relaxed and laid back. But anyway, I got some new goodies. What kind of goodies are you guys getting these days? You guys, if you were around, I did an elf haul, and then I picked up a couple little elf goodies again today, things that I hadn't picked up in the haul because elf is having a sale. I think they still have a sale. I think it's 60% off. So definitely check them out if you are interested in anything elf. I think that elf has the best rewards program of any makeup manufacturer. Yeah, makeup company. They have a really good rewards system where basically if you get more than $25, you get $15, you get free shipping, but more than $25, you get a free gift. Then you get points for everything every dollar you spend, you get points, which can come back either as a credit back to you and or as gifts back to you. So you can get lots of free stuff from them. Plus they have sales. When they have sales, it's a really great time to go with it, because then you can make bank. I got like 17 items, I think, in my last order for $29.99. So like ridiculous. I mean, you know, full size palettes and things like that. So even the BB cream, CC cream, baby cream, which one is it? Anyway, you can watch that video and see what I got. But I got some really good deals in that. So yeah, definitely recommend shopping on the Wealth, the Elf website, the Wealth website. See, this is why I shouldn't take naps before I come on to do my live stream. But I was like, if I wait, I'm gonna like be dead. Anyway, we're gonna try not to yawn during this while I'm waking up. Okay, so anyway, I like to go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but they haven't had a whole lot. They had a couple of let's see, at TJ Maxx, because they're like, you know, kind of across the bridge from each other near our home. TJ Maxx had like a couple of things. Marshalls didn't really have anything. Really, the slim pickings in both of them this week, so I don't know. But they did have this guy, Blue Zen. These are essential oils, but so it's 100% pure essential and natural oils. Now, if you are familiar with me, I use natural oils and for everything on my face and my hair. Basically, I do all natural hair and skincare. I'm sorry, my hair is a little disheveled. That's what happens when you take a nap on the couch with your puppy in the middle of the afternoon. Or the middle of the day, I guess, the late afternoon, not the middle of the afternoon. Anyway, so I use all natural stuff. And I hadn't had Rose, and Rose is expensive. So I was like, this was on clearance for a couple of dollars, maybe $3 or $4. It's 100% pure, no synthetics, never tested on animals. Now, the thing is, it'll say 100% essential oils, and that does not necessarily mean just because it says Rose does not mean that it's Rose essential oils, because Rose is very expensive. So you have to look at the ingredients. So it says Rose Absolute is the first ingredient, and it's supposed to be by volume. So the ingredient that there is the most of in this, that's supposed to be Rose Absolute. So, and then it's orange peel oil, geranium oil, and then other natural oils, no synthetics. So I went ahead and grabbed it anyhow because I don't have rose oil. I didn't have rose oil in my natural oil concoction that I put on my face, and so I figured I'd add this. It smells really nice the way it is, but I don't really smell it in the oil that I did because I have so many pungent sorts of scents. I put 20 drops in the big one, so maybe I need to put more drops because it is a bigger bottle, and then mixing with all the other ones, it's kind of getting overpowered. But yeah, so I got this. So adding rose essential oil to my skin and hair on top of all the others that I've got. I've got a lot of them. So every once in a while I come and kind of do a inventory of the oils that I'm currently using and whatnot. So, but I just mix them all together. So it's kind of an ongoing soup of oils that I keep adding to. But that's my skincare. That's basically all I do. I put oil on to wash my face, leave it on for a few minutes so it breaks down the dirt and the grime and whatnot. And then I take a hot towel, just under hot tap water, put it on my face, let it steam out all the gunk out of the pores. And I do that a couple of times. And then I kind of gently wipe everything off, or I'll splash water on and get it off that way using warm water. And then I just kind of flick through my eyelashes to get everything out of there. And that's it. I don't use any cleansers or any soaps because I don't like how it is for the skin. And I have learned with my hormonal acne that it's actually worse for it. So anyway, we can get into that in a different one. I have gotten into it in a few of my live streams, so you can go back and watch a bunch of them and see what my opinions are. I have lots of opinions. I'm going to try to keep my opinions to the second part of the video, my unpopular opinions, because I have quite a few of them. You're welcome to hang out and listen to my unpopular opinions, and you're welcome to disagree, because that's what makes us stronger. I'm all about disagreeing with people. Not because I necessarily want to disagree with people, but because if you disagree with me, then that means you're thinking. That's what I tell my students in Haiti. I tell them, if I can get you to disagree with me, that means you're paying attention to what I'm saying. So win. I win. So, all right. So I got these little guys. We went to one Walmart that's actually, it kind of sucks, but it's pretty ghetto. And no, that was not a racist thing to say, because ghetto does not imply, well, I guess it could be, because I think the first widespread use of it was with Jews. But yeah, people think automatically if I mean ghetto, that means I'm talking about a certain skin color. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just the way it is. It's not as nice. It's not as yeah, it's more dirty, disorganized, and they don't have anything like on the shelves. They have nothing, but it is a super Walmart. So they do have more selection of stuff, but they seem to be sold out. Like they have no clothes. Their clothes selection sucks. Oh, I didn't bring the dress in here. What I got a cute dress. Walmart has some really cute sundresses and stuff like that right now. So I got a cute one. I'm going to try to wear it for church. We'll see. But I got this guy. I've been looking at this for a while. So this is from Profusion, which I love. And these are all shimmers. And I used this brush. Now it's dirty, but this is an e.l.f. brush that was a collab with. I can't even say the name, but there was a collaboration that they did that just was not a very popular collaboration, apparently. But this is the way that I put them on, because this is really like synthetic, sort of, kind of. I figure any sort of synthetic, smooth synthetic brush should do it. And I just take it and kind of press it in and bring it down. And it really applies pretty well just as is without any sort of base or primer. So that's what I've got, just applying like that. With the brush. If I try to apply it with my finger, they all want to get stuck on my finger. So I don't recommend that. Use something like this, because with this, it's really super smooth. And so it's going to allow you to pick up the glitter, but then also it will come off the brush easily. Your finger is too textured for that. And anyway, I swatched these all earlier, and they are really pretty. So if you like glitter, as I do, this might be a fun thing. I think the reason that these aren't really selling that much, or they don't seem to be selling that much, is because these are $7, where the 10-pan palettes of eyeshadows are $5. So it doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense, because I understand that glitters are cheaper, but I don't know. Any insight on that? Thoughts, opinions, concerns? I don't know. But I think this will be kind of fun, because I do like purples quite a bit, and so I figured I'd grab that. They have some really pretty ones, so I'll use that, and then if I really love it and whatnot, then I can add to it. They don't usually have pressed glitters or glitters at all in the majority of their palettes. A couple of them will have one or two, but they don't usually have, most of their palettes are shimmers and mattes. So then I got two e.l.f. products. I have this, let's see if I can find it in here. I have this little e.l.f. bite size in spiced apple. So you can see I've panned pretty well in this one. This one is a lot more loose because it's the shimmer. This one doesn't. I'm not going through this side as much, but I do, when I use it, I just kind of go across both of these. And I use this more as a bronzer because that's the shade, but the spiced apple I think is really pretty for a bronzer, for a bronzy, summery sort of look. But I wanted to get something that was more of a blush, something a little bit lighter and a little bit different. So I grabbed this guy, and this is the watermelon one. And let me open this. So that's what it looks like. And that's closer, definitely closer to my skin tone. And it has kind of these peachy sort of, oh, you can't see that, can you? Let me see if I can swatch them pretty densely on the inner wrist, and then maybe you'll see. So I'm swatching the matte one here. You can see that a little bit. And then the shimmer, yeah, you can't really see that. But the shimmer is really pretty. It's a little bit dark, I feel like, for just a highlight. So I don't really use these as a highlight. I use them as a blood topper. And I think they work better that way. But I'm really excited to get into this guy. and see how it compares to the other one and see if I like it as much as that. I really like this color. I think the color is really pretty. It's kind of that warm tone, summery. Yeah, just a really pretty color. And then I grabbed this guy. I have had this before. I don't do much with my brows. I've been using the Well Brow is my favorite. And then I'm also going through this one from Essence, which is the Stage something weird. I love Stage or something, really weird name. And so I haven't put a whole lot more into my brows, but I used to use this with their waxy pencil. They have like a e.l.f. has a wax pencil that you just kind of draw on and then you can spoolie up. And that worked really well for me when I was in the Caribbean. And it was hot and I didn't want to do much else. This is a little thicker. They have a newer one that's a little thinner, but that's the thicker one. And, but yeah, I think, and then there's a spoolie on this end. So I'm going to go ahead and start using this again and see if I can just add a little bit to my brows. I won't use it a lot, but I've been thinking, hey, I'd like to do some more for my brows since I actually have brows these days. So yeah, those are the goodies that I picked up. And that's not very much. That's just a couple little here and there. I don't think that's $20. Maybe just $20. So not that much. I have been, I'm getting notifications, of course, for all the sales and everything that's going on. And then I'm like, I really want. So the Temptalia Sydney Grace collab, I really want it. And it's funny because people will say, oh, it's redundant. Why did they make these palettes so they're so similar? And I think that's the point, is they want you to not be able to decide which one you want to use, but they still are very distinct. When I've seen them swatched out and used, the different palettes are very distinct from each other. And so I think it's genius. I think it's fantastic because it's like they've got this trio that works really well together. And if you're really pulled towards one, great. One is this darker, rich, like jewel tones. One is more subtle, and one is more like bright and light and colorful. But they're all pretty similar. And then you put them together and you've got all of these selections and nothing doubles, but they all work together. And I think that's really brilliant. And I like the fact that they did something else, something different. And the same thing, like the, what's the other one that just came out that I've been like drooling over? The Glam Shot and the Glam Light and Michaela. And people were like, well, it doesn't make sense because the top is warm and the bottom is a cool tone, bright colors. So the top is like warm neutrals. And that's true. I can see that, like, if you want to put a brown in with that. But when I do cool tone, bright colors, I don't usually use a brown anyhow with it. So, I mean, yeah, if they had put cool tone neutrals, that might have made more sense. I don't know. I mean, I like the pop of bright color. I don't really care about cool tone, warm tone. Doesn't matter. And I don't think it's even a lot of the people that were kind of complaining about that or mentioning that, not necessarily complaining, but just like saying, like, why would they do this? Their own looks are very like, you know, they'll put yellow and then they'll put a pop of like turquoise blue. Those are not the same color family. So anyway, let's look at Ipsy Glam bag because this arrived today. I was kind of surprised that it did, but it did. So the theme is Do You. I don't look at these cards. I don't really care about these cards. But anyway, Do You, boo. This is what the glam bag looks like. I really wish that they would turn these into something else, like make them into like mini backpacks. That would not be that difficult to do. And it wouldn't cost them more than probably an extra 50 cents per bag or maybe $1 per bag. Or put them on a crossbody sort of thing and just make them a little bit more sturdy. So we could have like a little crossbody, or even just do a crossbody and keep them like this. Just give us a longer cord. That would make more sense. But instead you got this little nonsense. What are we supposed to do with that? It's fun for like a little beach, you know, if you're going out to the beach or something like that, you need a little bag. But there's like not even a strap. You can't even, like, you can pull the drawstring and then, you know, grab it from here. But who's going to do that? I don't know. But they showed up today. I was glad. So in Ipsy, and I can give you guys my lowdown on what I think. I wanted to give it a little bit of time to kind of mellow out, and I also wanted to get in my BoxyCharm for this month because I'm a little scared of what I'm going to get in that. And then I maybe foolishly got a couple things in the pop-up because I was like, it's a pop-up and I want to get things. So I did, just to try a couple more brands. But then I'm like, I don't know, the stuff that's in the pop-up from Boxy, I feel like it's really hit and miss. Like sometimes it seems like it's just like a garage sale of all the leftover stuff that they couldn't get rid of elsewhere. And then sometimes it's really good stuff. I don't know. Do you guys have the subscription boxes? Because I'm quite curious, like what you guys do, like what you're subscribed to and what you find the best. It seems like Ipsy's been doing better than Boxy as far as their boxes, their monthly subscription, but then Boxy has their pop-up, which I've gotten some really cool stuff out of for way, way, way cheaper, like, 80% discounted and stuff like that. Stuff that I actually wanted. But anyway, okay, so let's look at Ipsy. So the first thing that I've got here is this vitamin from the company Feel. I guess that's the company. It's this rather large 20 ml vitamin E balm tube. And it was kind of cool because I was reading the ingredients, and this looks really good. The first ingredient is castor seed oil, and then hydrogenated castor oil, and then carnauba wax, I don't know what that is, and then synthetic beeswax. Synthetic beeswax. So I guess that's so it's vegan. So that wouldn't be natural. Okay. And then sunflower seed wax. So it seems like it's really good ingredients. I'm not going to use this yet because I have some balms and stuff like that around, but once I have used those, I'll use this. I do like to keep stuff on my lips. I've been having issues with lips, and I think it's like liquid matte lipsticks. Well, maybe just matte something. I don't know. There's something in certain lips that are making my lips almost break out, like feel like they're a little raw. So I used this one last time, and before that it was one from, I think it's in the bottom here, but I'm not gonna pull it out. One from LA Girl, pretty sure. This one is from Odin's Eye, and it's their lip stain. I put this on and I had the same reaction. So I wonder if my lips are just changing, or if there's an ingredient that hadn't been used before that's now being used that I'm apparently sensitive to. I don't know. I need to narrow it down and figure it out. So that's happened, and then I just don't put really color. I just use glosses and things like that because those don't seem to affect it. It seems to be lipsticks, matte sort of lipsticks. And it could be like, I thought it was a certain color because the one that I tried was gray. And I'm like, well, maybe it's the gray dye or whatever they're using. But this is clearly not gray. So it might just be what's a certain ingredient in there. I don't know. I like my colorful lips, so I hope it's not going to mess me up too bad. But otherwise, we'll have to decolor some stuff that's not working for me. But I'm gonna kind of feel it out and see, without hopefully having too big of a. I don't know why I know why I'm opening this one, because it's purple. Okay, so the next thing we got, too much of a big reaction. I didn't finish my sentence, and then I realized I moved on. So this is the Babe Tested Vegan Approved Totally Tubular mascara from Half Caked. That's what it looks like. The packaging is cute. Totally reminds me of my childhood. Yay for my childhood. And this is what it looks like. So I wasn't familiar with this company at all, but I have seen them on Ipsy. No. On Instagram, not on Ipsy. I've seen them on Instagram advertised, and it seems like they have a playful sort of line. But this comes in this purple lavender tube, which is really fun because I love me some purple. I'm not going to open this because I have 3 mascaras open already, and mascaras don't last super long, so I'm trying to work my way through those, and then I will pull this out. But this is going to go into my drawer of goodies that I will be getting into hopefully in the next month or so. And like I said, next month I should be in a new environment, physical environment. So things will change, and hopefully I'll have a background or something, just my books and stuff behind me. I don't know. More than just this one wobbly shelf that's going to fall down at some point. Okay, and then I'm going to try to save the best for last. So this, I got this brush set. They did really well this month. Like, this was the best Ipsy, I think, ever. And I say that because it's basically all makeup instead of skincare. I mean, the balm is kind of skincare, but so I got this brush set. This is from, oh yeah, here it is. Ipsy Glam. This is the Rainbow Luxe set. Stay sparkly, it says. Okay, I will. This is sparkly. So they have little names on them. So this is what they look like. They're in their little plastic thing, and then they have little glittery handles. Fun times. And then the ends are like, it's orange at the base and pink at the top. There are 3 eyeshadow brushes. There's that one. There's this bigger, fluffier blending brush. And there's this little smaller detail, rounded, domed brush. This one's more of a flat, like more, yeah, flattened sort of brush. And I've heard really good things about these. I have not used these, but people have said that they're good. And I always like some new brushes. So, and then there's 2 face brushes. I was hoping this would be a little bigger, but that's okay. It'll be a nice fluffy brush for cream products. Excuse me, my alarm went off. I don't know, why did I have that alarm? I'm not sure why that alarm was on. There must have been something going on that I turned that alarm on. And then this is like a nice little like highlighter, or I like to use this for powder under the eye, or and I know a lot of people use this for blush and that sort of thing. So they also have a couple little rhinestones on the side, little blue rhinestones. So kind of all sorts of colory. This is a very colorful Glam Bag Plus. So yeah, so this is the $25 thing. And usually the way I decide if it's worth it is I divide everything up and say that each thing would be $5. Would I pay $5 for it separately? And then if there's something that I wouldn't have paid for, then I try to put that into the rest of it. In this case, spoiler, yes, I would have paid $5 for each of these things. Well, okay, I don't know if I would have paid $5 for this lip balm. If it's really good, then yes. To try this mascara, I probably would have paid $5 for that. I've paid $5 to try mascara before. We'll see if it's any good. The brush set at $1 per brush. It's pretty good. Now this is the next thing. So it came in this little purple box. Again, points for the success of the color. Oh, and also my nails are still the same little tape thing or bobbers, sticker things that they had been. It's about time to take them off, but they've done really well. They've been almost 2 weeks. So yeah. And the stickers came in the Walmart beauty box a couple months ago. So I got these 2 from the company called Fluid, Fluide. We are Fluid, sorry. They are 10 ml of nail polish. And should I just do it over the top of this green? Let's see how opaque these are. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oops, wait, maybe not. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good. So this is the beige one. I thought when I saw the picture, I thought that was going to be more white, but there it is just on top of that mint green color. Can you see? Can you see a little bit? A little bit, yeah. It's showing up. And then I'm going to do the orange, which is the one I'm really excited about. I've been loving orange, even though orange is really not very much my color. There's a rogue hair sticking out here on the side that I'm hoping won't make things too bad. But I've been loving orange. So one way to use color that you don't think is your color is to put it on your nails. So this is, why am I showing you that way? So this is the orange one. Let me see if I can block it. There we go. If I block my ring light, it makes it a little bit more clear. So they are well pigmented. I feel like I can do one coat of each of these and it will be fine. So now I have to change my nails. So maybe I'll use one of these guys or both of these guys to change the nails because these are really cute. Yeah, I like that. That's the first time I've got nail polish in any of my subscription boxes. I got these nail guys, but that's nail polish. So, and last but not least, this little guy, it's so cute. Look how teeny it is. It's literally like I can close my hand all around it. It's half the size of my cell phone. I'm comparing it to my cell phone. Yep, it's half the size of my cell phone. It's this little palette. So this is the Viseart palette. Oh, it slides out, right? So it goes just like this. And then it slides out. And then you have this little tab. You can pull the tab. It comes off the top. I should show you guys all the stuff. So pull the tab. It's magnetized there. And then take this one. It's magnetized. Now I haven't taken anything. I just opened it because I saw a little bit of powder and I was like, I hope it's not crushed. And then it wasn't. So I was happy for that. But that's what it looks like on the inside. It is not the brightest palette ever, but it does have color to it for sure. So this is like a cream neutral, and this is like a deep brown. So those are really good. These are all mattes at the top and all shimmers at the bottom. So these are really good contrast from the lightest to the darkest. So you can have quite a range. And then you have this bright, what is that color? Like a rose, almost like a salmon-y, not salmon, peachy rose maybe. A little bit warm tone rose. It looks more cool on, well, it looks better on IG than it does in, it's probably the lighting again. I'm hoping in the new place I'll have better lighting, so we'll see. And then this is like a deep, like aubergine sort of eggplant color, this deep purple. And then you've got these shimmers across the bottom, and it is so cute. And I actually love that it's teeny tiny like this because I have so many palettes now that getting through them is next to impossible, but this is adorable. So this is my second Viseart palette, and I really enjoy the other one. I think it's a beautiful performer. So I'm excited to get into this cute little guy. If I don't lose it, it's so cute. Or like a cockroach might come in my house and carry it away or something. That was gross. But yeah, that's what I got in my Glam Bag Plus. In this guy. Worth it? Yes. Oh, by the way, it did arrive open. The bag arrived open that it came. The bubble mailer that it came in arrived open, and so that was a little bit scary, but everything was in there. So, so success. I like it. I like it. I will have a lot of fun playing with that. So that was definitely the most successful, and it's good because my glam bag was not good at all. The regular $12 glam bag, that was junk. That was bunk. So I did want to talk about glasses and how I do glasses and makeup. Now, today is not a good example of that, so this might not have been the best time to do it. But the first thing that I wanted to talk about just for a few minutes today is the shape of your glasses and what that means for your eyes. Now I'm going to pull out two pairs here that I have as examples. I have a lot of glasses, so I have to find them. Where's, oh, yeah. So, so as the first example, there's basically two categories of glasses that you'll use. Now, the first thing to realize with glasses is glasses are going to change the way that you look, for better or for worse. There's some positive and there's some negative to wearing glasses if you're wearing makeup, or if you're not wearing makeup. If you're not wearing makeup and you're wearing glasses, then it's kind of nice because you can put glasses on and it'll change your look and it'll kind of give you a finished look. As I mentioned previously, that's one of the ways to make yourself look pulled together, is put any pair of like statement glasses on, and that will pull your look together. And then you can coordinate them because they're so cheap now. So you can get glasses for like $10, $15, which is what I do on Zenny. I buy direct. I have V glasses, I have Pain glasses, and I have Wear Light. I think those are the 5 brands that I have here. And so the first thing to think about as far as the style is, are your glasses a frame for your eyes, or are your glasses, and this is, you know, there's kind of some space between here too, but are they a frame for your eyes, or are they an extension of your eyes? And I will show you how that looks. So these right here, I would consider a frame for my eyes. They don't add much to it. They're almost rimless. Well, they're half rimless. So the bottom part is rimless. The top part though has this little bit of green. And so that's going to be like a little bit of an accent. And that's going to determine what I'm going to do with my eye color to a certain point. Now, if you just do neutral eyes, you don't have to worry about it as much, but you will need to worry about it with some things such as dramatic liner and that sort of thing, because you're not going to get the same effect. You can do more dramatic liner with this because you can see more of my skin is exposed. So when I'm doing my eye makeup, what I'll do is I'll put my glasses on and kind of look at my face and then say, okay, that's what I'm going to do with my makeup. That's how I'm going to work around. Now, I have a few pairs here that I've had out for the spring, that I've had kind of in a spring rotation. And so I'm taking from these only because they're the ones that are here. The other ones are packed in another location. So these two are the example of what I would say an extension of the eye. So extension of the eye is going to be small. They're going to be small glasses. They're not going to be much bigger than the eye itself. And they're going to feel as if they're kind of just almost like graphic liner around your eyes. That's basically how they're going to act. So with something like this, for example, for the most part, I'm going to want to keep my eye look inside this frame. So I'm not going to do something super extravagant out here because it's going to fight with this frame. When I have a frame like this, then I have to think of this frame as my liner, as my eyeliner, or as, you know, the outside of the overall look. And then this is going to be dominant in the eye. Now, the difference of how this makes your eyes look, these make my eyes look bigger in comparison. Now, you know, depending on how thick your glasses are and stuff like that, they can make your eyes look smaller or bigger or whatnot. I am nearsighted, and so my lenses can make my eyes look smaller. Let me put these on again. So this is what my eyes would look like with these glasses. Take them off, that's what my eyes would look like. So they would look a little bit smaller. It's not a huge difference, but there is a little bit of difference. With these, however, kind of fools the eye into thinking that the eye is kind of this big, that when people are looking at me, a little bit. Not exactly, because people do register that they're glasses, but it's just kind of, that's the illusion. And so if I do a very bright look all the way around with this pair of glasses, or just something really bright like on the lid, or bright liner or something like that, I can really get by with that. Also, I can do really, really neutral, but again, I want to stay within that size of the glasses. So I don't want to go up here with my eye look, really. Or if I do go up here, I want to keep it matching the glasses. I want to keep it in the same style and the same feel as the glasses, because the glasses are part of the eye look. So they have to be incorporated into the eye look when they're this small. When they're this big, my eye look can be pretty independent. So for example, today I have like yellow and pink on my eyes, and this is green. It doesn't have to coordinate. And either way, because the yellow and pink look that I have is pretty neutral, and so I could wear something that was a little bit more bright green, a little bit smaller, and it still would be fine. And also I'm more, you know, I don't care as much about rules and that sort of thing, but this is kind of how it's going to make people look at your eyes. Now, another example, and this was the other small pair that I had. These are tinted, so that's going to give a little bit different idea, a little bit different feel, but you can see these two are an extension of the eye. They follow the shape of the eye. They're not much bigger than the eye. They're under the eyebrow. So the eyebrow is is visible above them. And so this is going to give your look something, a different dimension. Now, in this case, because these are tinted, I have to understand how the color of the tint is going to affect the shadow. Now, there's a couple of things with glasses that they're going to do to your eye look, no matter what they are. One thing is they're going to give you a shadow. They're just going to give you a shadow. You see, no matter how big, no matter how small. Let me get these big old clear ones. So these are clear. Even the ones I had on earlier, those are clear. These ones are definitely frames for my eye, but you could still see there's a shadow that they give. See the shadow coming down here? And they're usually going to give a shadow that's kind of a cross. So they're going to give more shadow no matter how thin they are. Even if they're rimless, they're going to give a shadow, just because that's the way that it goes on. That is good and bad. So that's something to remember, because it can distract from your eye look. But also the glass, because there's a little bit of glare. I mean, you can have glareless. I don't usually pay for that. I've gotten a couple pairs without the glare, but the anti-glare coating, whatever. But for the most part, I don't worry about that. And that glare can actually be a little bit forgiving, as well as can the shadow, because if I just had my eyes like this and I did a dramatic eye look, you would see all of that dramatic eye look. You can't miss anything. Putting this on, this is like a filter. I heard some people say, and this is true, if you do bad makeup or your makeup is like iffy, put on falsies, which I don't wear, but put on falsies and that kind of covers it. And it's true, glasses do the same thing. So if you put on glasses, it can kind of cover it and make it look like more pulled together. Even if you're a little uncertain about your eye look. Sorry, I'm still trying not to yawn, but you're trying to be a little, if you're a little more, trying to be a little more adventurous, but you're a little bit intimidated by it, you can still put on a pair of glasses, and it's going to make it a little bit less noticeable. Now these, because they're so clear and they're so open, you are going to get a lot of surface area, and you're not going to be able to hide a lot of sins, so to speak. But if you have a pair like this, for example, you can hide a ton of stuff with these, because not only are they small, but they're tinted, so you're not going to see much. I'm not going to really talk about how to do makeup with tinted glasses today, because that's kind of its own conversation. So you want to think about the shape of your glasses. If they're really small, then normally what I would do is I would go for one color. So if I was going to wear these glasses, for example, I would either go for a fairly neutral look, or I would go for a bright look that matches one of the two colors. So this is like a dark, not a dark, but it's like a grayish blue, and then there's the pink on the inside. So I would go for either a pink look or a bluish look, or a blue and pink look. I've done that too. So I would match it so that this would be an extension, or I would keep the look fairly neutral, and then this would be kind of the pop of color on that. If I'm going to wear these, imagine these didn't have the green tint. Because they're gold, then I'm a little bit more flexible. I can go very neutral, or I can go pretty much any direction in any color that I want. Since they're tinted, I like to go with a really bright color, because that's the tint kind of covers that. And then when I look down, you get a little bit of a glimpse of the bright color, but you're not necessarily seeing it all the time. I do wear glasses all the time because I am blind without them, and I'm also still yawning, so that's the way it is. I'm going to show you another example. So these are kind of a mid-size. These aren't super big, but they're a mid-size sort of frame. I really like these glasses. So they're this baby pink, and with these now, I can use them as a frame. So I can literally put anything in here. I do want to think about the color of the glasses and how that's going to affect, but I can do something that's a little less connected to the glasses. If these were smaller, I would want to keep that either fairly neutral, whatever that means to you, or make it more pink so that it would match the glasses, or something that's complementary to the pink, red or purple, or, whatever. But since these are bigger, I can really go any direction. I could do like a bright orange look. I could do, you know, green. I can really do any direction and then just use this as the frame. But because the pink is in here, I usually want to tie it in, just add a little bit of pink on the eye, just to kind of pull them together. That's my personal taste, but you don't have to do it that way. And also that can be pulled together in the outfit too. So in this particular outfit, I have the pink here, but I also have, for example, the green. Oh, and I have this yellow. Sorry, I'm gonna flash. Oh, this is just, you know, my sports bra, so I don't care. I mean, not that it matters. Why does it matter if it's a sports bra or not, right? Somehow we've made it socially acceptable that you can see a sports bra, but you can't see a regular bra. Whatever. This orange and yellow right here, if I was to do that look on there, I would pull it together because the shirt actually has both those colors in it, and so it would kind of be a natural union. Another example, let me get those really big ones. Where are they? So I have these big purple, oh, they're back here, I think, because I just wore them a couple days ago, maybe. They're there. So these big purple ones, these are like a literal frame. They're not a real wide frame, so they give a lot of space. And they're a really light lavender frame. And so I should tell you where all these are from. These are from Zenny. These are from Zenny. These are from Wear Light. These are from Zenny. These are from Zenny. So far, it's been easy. Most of them are from Zenny. But yeah, so with something like this, I really can go all out, except that because this color is more subtle, I don't really want to clash the color. I kind of want to bring it in to the overall look. I feel like with something that's bright, I'm more inclined to try to clash it because it just feels like I can do that. Like, you know, I've got the 90s sort of look going on, the permission to do the neon, you know, the pink and the orange or whatever like that. With this, I feel like I want to kind of match it a little bit more. So I tend to do a little bit more purple just with these glasses because I feel like they match better that way. But then I have another pair of purple glasses, and I really like purple glasses, so I have quite a few of them. And I'll actually show you this green pair too that I wore yesterday. This pair of purple glasses, also from Zenny, were a theme. I get most of my glasses from Zenny, but I have used other places as well. These, because they're so thick, they're still kind of a frame, but because they're thick and a little smaller and they match the shape of my eye, I kind of consider them an extension of the eye. So with the other ones, I might do something more extravagant and out there. But these, I will really kind of think of this as the liner of the eye because they're so clearly purple. The other ones you can see from a distance and not really notice that they're purple. So I think that makes a difference too, just how big and how thick, not just how big the size is, but how thick the side is. So these ones that I used, these ones I used yesterday or the day before, I don't remember. These are these like minty green that are dirty, but whatever. And these ones are, again, kind of in your face because they're different, and they're a little shocking in a way. The last one I did a really, really green look with these, and these were a beautiful contrast. So it was a really rich jewel sort of green with some gold, and then these are this really light green, and it really matched well. I've also done this kind of, I've done a minty look with this with like more dramatic like wings and stuff. I don't want to do all mint because that just would look like really weird, I feel like, with something like this. So I want to do something that's a little bit more dark and whatnot. And then I've also done like, you know, kind of a pink neutral sort of look. Pink is neutral for me because my undertone is pink. So yeah, so and then with something else, like for example with the yellow, I have this yellow pair here, and yellow is not my color, but this particular color is fantastic with pink. And because pink is my undertone, these are dirty too, because pink is my undertone, if I do pink shadow with these, this really makes that pink pop, because the pink and the yellow are kind of opposites on the color wheel, far removed from each other. And so they really complement each other beautifully. So by doing the pink underneath there, or really kind of, I mean, I could do like purple, I could do several different colors, but I feel like pink is the one that really works well with yellow. And the yellow pulls that out and makes it just shine and be bright and beautiful. So yeah, kind of the things you want to think about are, first of all, you are going to have a shadow no matter what. That can be a pro and a con. If you want to do graphic liner, it can be a little bit of a challenge, because you can't really get out in this area very well with most glasses, because they're going to have, there's going to be some obstruction here. And even if you could get out here, it would just maybe look a little weird with that. So keeping that in mind, you really want to work within the frame of your glasses. You want to think of if your glasses are an extension of your eye shape, like, for example, those purple ones that I put on, even though they were bigger, I consider them an extension of the eye shape because they're so much thicker. And so they were like the liner around the eye. Even these yellow ones are a little bit that way, even though they're more translucent. And so they can act more as a frame. But because they are not my color, they are going to be more noticeable on my face than something that might be pink. So I can wear these, and these just feel like they're right on my eyes because pink is my color. And so it just looks like part of my skin almost, right? Just kind of almost blends into my skin. They look like bright pink here, but then when I put them on, they're like, oh yeah, they match, because I'm a pink girl. If you wear tinted anything, you can have a lot of fun with that, because that can really, you can block a lot of the boldness of the eye, and so you can play around and do some things that you might not otherwise do. When you have something that's big like this, I would normally, if I'm going to wear these, I would normally go with something pretty dramatic and take advantage of this. I also might take this green that's on the top and echo that by putting it on the bottom lash line. I didn't do that today because the palette that I'm using is pretty mellow, pretty laid back. So, but those are just some thoughts of how I do makeup, how I think of my makeup with glasses. If you need suggestions on how to make that work, look at my Instagram, because I do all of my looks. Every day I do makeup. And like I said in the beginning, I do 3 looks per palette, and every day I do a look. So yeah, what's that? 10 a month, right? And then I take pictures of them, and I take pictures of them with and without glasses. So you can kind of see how I'm thinking and how I'm planning it and whatnot. So, and when we're going to talk about a little bit of pandering and makeup, and just really briefly, this is just one of these things that I wanted to kind of address, because I think a lot of people, I think it's the elephant in the room, and people, unfortunately, we are in this era, and I don't think it's just this era. I think it has always been this way. Society has always been both good and bad. It has protected the individual. It has also kept the individual from being an individual. And so, because if anything that's different from us, we resist. We want everything to be like us. We want everybody to think like us, look like us, act like us, behave like us, believe like us, and everything else. And so when something is different, it intimidates us. And so when I go against what the vast majority of society is saying, or at least the loudest voices in society are saying, people a lot of times don't like that. But I think it needs to be said. And so I've considered like not doing politics and not talking about social issues or anything like that on this, because my perspective is so different from the loud perspective out there, the one that is getting the voice, and that has been getting the voice for a long time in this culture, in this country. And that is a pretty leftist sort of perspective. And then the other perspective would be like the extreme fundamentalists. And that can be fundamentalist, not necessarily in a religious perspective, but anything that's just really fundamentalist, very traditional and that sort of thing. So those are kind of the two extremes. There's extreme leftists. I don't consider it liberal because they have proven themselves to not be liberal at all. And to be anti-liberal, because if I have an opinion, then I must be canceled for having an opinion that does not fit into their thinking. So these liberals are the kings and queens of cancel culture. That doesn't make them liberal. That makes them anti-liberal. So we have these. I understand that some people will unfollow me and not like me and fight with me because of my opinions, and that's fine. Like I said, you are welcome to have your opinions, and I have mine, and I will share mine as well. But I do think that there needs to be a voice in here that's not just continuing to parrot the same things that are being said. So my issues right now, and I think that it's very fitting in this month or in this time right now, because we got Juneteenth coming up in a couple of days. I've celebrated Juneteenth for years. I mean, I have been outside of Caucasian culture the majority of my life, almost all of my adult life. I have not lived in my culture. I've been the outsider almost always, sometimes drastically in foreign countries, where, it was language and everything else that was different. And then sometimes just because of my ethnicity or whatever it was. And I do that. It's a subconscious, intentional thing. I mean, I don't do it I don't consciously do it, but I do it intentionally, I think, because I have been raised. I realized several years ago that I was raised to be actively anti-racist. And when people think of what that means, they're like, oh, so you protested and you did all these things and you were activist. No. We did something really even more drastic than that when I was growing up with my parents. They taught us in a way that was even more extreme. We did something that was so extreme. The vast majority of social justice warriors, the vast majority of those who consider themselves anti-racist would not do it today. You know what we did? We had people over for dinner. We ate with them. We called them our friends. We hung out with them for hours. We stayed over at their houses. We considered them to be equals with us in every way. And yet my parents would seek out people that were different intentionally. And it was like this, it wasn't a conscious intentional thing, but they were so fascinated by differences. They were so fascinated about what makes us unique that when they met somebody that had, whether it was a different experience or a different, my mom especially is really drawn to those with cognitive differences. So those that have cognitive challenges or physical challenges as well. But she had a brother that was developmentally delayed. And so that really made her passionate about people who were developmentally delayed. And she would intentionally bring them over and have us constantly being around people that were different than what we would consider the norm. And so that's how they raised us to be anti-racist or anti-bigots, right? Because they exposed us to many, many different people in not a pandering way, not in a let's go help these poor people, but no, let's invite them over as friends. Let's hang out. Let's play soccer with them. Let's do, laugh and joke and watch movies and consider them friends and play board games and whatever it is that they do, right? Play music, whatever it is that they want to do or we want to do or whatever. And so we tended to find friends and meet people that were very much outside of our cultural norm, whatever that would be. And this was just something that my parents did. It's something that my family did without even thinking about it. Since then, half of us have lived for, considerable amounts of time in other parts of the world, drastically different cultures. My oldest brother has lived in Japan for decades now. My third brother, I think it is, he's a citizen of a naturalized citizen of Mexico and married a Mexican, and all the kids are Mexican and actually dual citizens. So now they're here now, but they all grew up Mexican and they lived down there for many, many, many years. And then, I've lived in multiple countries. And so that's just normal in my family. It's not something that we think of oh my goodness, culture, having what do they call it? Culture shock. That was not really an issue. Culture shock was not an issue because we had been so exposed to so many different ways of thinking and so many perspectives. And that's how I think you make people anti-racist. If you want to raise anti-racist children, invite people over for dinner. That's it. Just find people who are different than you. Find people who have a unique perspective. Find people who think different politically than you. Find if you're nobody in your family has tattoos, find the tattooed people and bring them over and just talk to them and just be friends with them and have a beer or have a, punch. Whatever it is that you have, have a cookout. And as I mentioned this before, you can't love somebody, and this is not on that topic, but you can't love somebody if you do not think of them as an equal. You can't. So loving somebody through charity that's a misnomer. You can't do it. So you can't say, oh, these people are so poor, they need my help, I'm going to love them with my help. No, that's not love. That's pandering. It can be compassion, but you have to see them on the same level. Even if you see these people need help, or maybe I can help them, you have to see it in a way where you're not imposing your help on them. First of all, that robs them of their dignity. Okay, don't ever tell somebody they need what you're giving them. And unfortunately, we have done this again. Somebody who has lived in different parts of the world, and I have seen this firsthand, what pandering has done to destroy the dignity of the culture. In Haiti, the culture, the dignity of the people is destroyed because of the missionary culture there. And it's missionary pandering, aid culture. This idea that the foreigners are going to come and do for us, and they have no say. They have no say in where you're going to build the houses or where the hospital is going to be or what kind of care you're going to give or where your focus is. Maybe they have an opinion. They do have an opinion, but now they've pushed that opinion so far back because they've come to believe that if they give their opinion, then they're not going to receive anything. And then they feel like they have to receive anything in order to survive because the industries have been destroyed by these international aid organizations. Anyway, okay, so that's like a little bit of the perspective I'm coming from. When it comes to this month, like Juneteenth coming up in a few days, and then we have Pride Month and whatnot, and you've got these beauty companies that are out here pretending, they're faking, they're completely faking it that they care. They do not care. Okay, let me use an example. XYZ company says, if you buy this palette, we will give XYZ amount of the proceeds to the Trevor Project. Okay, I'm going to release something, okay, as a business owner. I want to sell more product. I know darn well if I sell this palette, right, whatever palette this happens to be, for $20, $25, and I say I'm going to give, all of the proceeds. Now, this is where it gets weird, because you're like, what are proceeds? What does that mean? Nonprofit organizations have mastered this art of semantics where they're able to say a bunch of stuff without actually saying a bunch of stuff, or not say a bunch of stuff and say a lot more. And that is usually the profit is after all expenses have been taken out. That includes the CEO's salary. And some of these CEOs are making a lot of money. Some of them are not, especially some of the indie brands are not necessarily. And I don't blame them for using good marketing, because it is good marketing. And I have used good marketing. I have used some of these same tactics to tug on people's heartstrings in order to get them to contribute, because it works. And sometimes you have to, but I've always been honest about it. I've always tried my utmost to be upfront and be honest so that they know where they're giving their money. But what I usually say, or I'm sorry, what these companies usually say is, pay this $20 for this palette, and a certain amount of the proceeds will go to those companies. And you say, oh, well, that's great because they're supporting XYZ. Well, in many cases, it's just repackaged junk, right? And this is what happened in what was the Make It Black or something like that? Was that the thing that came out during the, the Black Lives Matter protests and all that kind of stuff, which is a whole mess. That was his own thing, right? But so the only company that really created new original stuff for it was ColourPop. And ColourPop gets a lot of, they get a lot of pushback for a lot of things, but They were the only company in this whole campaign that actually made a new product. Everybody else just took some old garbage. Okay, it wasn't necessarily garbage, but they repackaged it with this make it black and then said, ooh, now we are woke. Now we are, culturally sensitive and that sort of thing. And so buy this and part of the money will go to that. Well, they only want you to buy the stuff. And then they know that if you're going to buy something from them, you're going to buy more. This is the thing is get them in the store and they will buy. But you've got to get them in the store or get them on the website and get the stuff in their cart. Because then what you do is you keep having these add-ons. You say, oh, well, you're only $17 away from free shipping. Oh my goodness, now I got to get something for shipping. Oh, well, you know what? If you get another $5 worth of stuff, then you're going to get a free gift. Ooh, I need to get that free gift. And you know what? This is buy one, get one. So you may as well add another one, or, buy one, get one 50% off. So you may as well add another one to your cart. Ooh, that's a good idea. And you keep adding. And then, oh, you know what? You could do this on 4 pays. So you're going to be paying in 4 payments, and then you're only paying $10 every 2 weeks. That's nothing. Oh my goodness, I'm going to do that. Once they get you in there, they know you're going to spend more money. And it works because I do it. Okay. So it's not a problem to use this to market. I'm all for marketing. I mean, sell your product, make it good, get it out to the people and take their money. Whatever they're willing to give you, take their money. If you pay too much for a product, that's your stupidity, not the company's being mean. That's you being stupid. So do your research. It's up to you to know what you're buying. But my issue is with this idea that, oh, well, this supports the Trevor Project. This supports BLM. This supports Juneteenth. Who knows? NAACP. Did we even talk about them anymore? I don't know. It supports the Runaways. It supports Boys and Girls Club. It supports any of organizations, good or bad. Now, the majority of NGOs are not good. Unpopular opinion. I should have said unpopular opinion first. Unpopular opinion. The majority of NGOs are not good. They're money-making schemes, and they make a lot of money. Nonprofits are really good business. This is one of the reasons that in my university in Haiti, when I'm teaching, a lot of my students, they want to have organizations because they recognize that if you want to make money in Haiti, you start an organization, start an NGO. That's how you make money. And a lot of Americans do too. As soon as they make a little bit of money, they say, what am I going to do with my money? What's a good investment? Oh, I know. I'm going to open an orphanage in Haiti because I can funnel all this money through and there's very little accountability. That's an example. It happens all the time. And your money goes to making these people rich, which is fine because, again, it's your own stupidity. If you're going to give them money, that's your stupidity. My issue is that they're actually doing damage in Haiti. I don't care that you're giving your money to them. That's your fault. My issue is that they're actually doing intentional or unintentional consequences that come from that. So my issue right now is in this month when we have Pride, we have Juneteenth, we have other, and it's not just this month. It's been going on, it's been going on for years. But in the last, I would say in the last year, it's really been where people are starting to say, oh, Asian lives matter. So now we gotta, stop Asian hate. Now we've got to support these organizations, and if you follow my channel, I'm going to talk to you all about this, and I'm going to really support these people, and blah 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 blah. Then support them, do your thing, but you got to understand that there's no generosity by these companies. These companies are not. None of these companies are giving this money to Trevor Project or anybody else out of the kindness of their heart because they actually give a crap about those kids that are trying to commit suicide. As I said, do you want to make a difference with kids who are trying to commit suicide? Have them over for lunch. Make a friend. If you know a gay, lesbian, trans, whatever child in your life, spend time with them. You can see when kids are disturbed. It's actually disturbing that people think they can't see that somehow it's blind, that somehow this is something that is invisible. You can see when kids are disturbed. If you ask them questions and they're not opening up to you, they're not talking to you, like, you think it's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. So yes, the majority of kids are disturbed. That's right. They are. They're going through a lot of crap. Being a kid in the United States, especially, there's so much pressure to conform. Rainbow does not approve that I'm spending so much time talking about this topic. Do you? Do you approve? No, she does not. She does not approve. You see her tail wagging right there? She's hoping that I'm going to let her outside. But anyway, so if you want to make a difference, go out and spend time with them. Don't give your money to an organization that will do nothing to stop the suicide rate. Absolutely nothing. Am I a pessimist? No, I'm a realist. I've been out there and I've seen this. Now there's the outlier. There's the one person that's going to come by and be like, I called their hotline and it saved my life. Okay, that might be the case. But one call to a hotline or one encounter with one of these organizations is not going to keep you from offing yourself. It's not. And this comes from somebody who has struggled with some of these areas. Okay, that's not going to keep it from happening. It might keep it from happening that one time, but you need relationship to change your life. If you don't get into relationship, it does not matter how many times you call that hotline. It's just, you're like, my only friend is this hotline. Well, now I'm even more depressed, right? I'm not just talking about hotlines. I'm saying in general. Organizations cannot do the work that individuals in the society are supposed to do. And here's my issue with socialism. Now we've gotten into politics. Is if you have a social organization that's either privately or government led, they are doing the job that society is supposed to be doing. And the fact that you need that organization means that society is not doing their job. So you have another issue. Like, forget this organization because your issue is the fact that you need them in the first place, if that makes sense. So getting back to this again, and this is supposed to be pretty short. It's got on a little bit, but that's why I kept it to the end so that I can be ranting at the end of here, and you can turn it off if you don't want to get to this part. But the whole point is that when you're giving money because they said they sponsor such and such, do not fool yourself. You are not being generous with your money. You're not helping anybody. You are only putting money in the hands of the company that you're buying the stuff from. That's it. Because they benefit way more than they actually benefit others. They benefit from that, like putting their, that we're gonna give this much money to Boys and Girls Club or to the Ronald McDonald's House or whatever it is. Having these organizations has been very, very, very lucrative for these companies. And so they're able to write it off on their taxes, which is a huge boon, because when you are, $100,000, $200,000, multi-million, multi-billion dollar, whatever your income is that year, sometimes it's a month, and you're able to write off a big portion of that on your taxes, that brings your profits way up. It really gives you a benefit for that. So stop fooling yourself. Stop looking at these. It annoys me so much when I see people doing reviews or like, will I buy it or things like that. And they're like, I didn't mean to say that because I know that's Samantha March's phrase, and I have not heard her do this. So I'm not like pointing fingers at her. I know that's her phrase. I know that she does the will I buy it, but and I have not heard her actually do this thing. It's other people that have done like the reviewing upcoming releases and stuff like that are like, well, this is good. It's for a good. Well, maybe she has done it. I don't know. I don't notice that she's done it. So I'm not calling her out, but they'll say, oh, it's for a good cause. So yeah, I could spend the money on that. No, stop fooling yourself. That's not what it's for. Okay. So that's me going off on my rant. I should call this like my soapbox, right? 40+ is soapbox and makeup. Anyway, I love having you guys come in. I know people kind of pop in and pop out, and then people watch the videos after and leave comments, and it's kind of fun to have these exchanges and these connections with you guys. So definitely check me out in the next one. I am here on Wednesday at 8 and Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's where we're at right now. That could change. I may add some times, or I may adjust the times, but right now that's what we're doing. And we talk about makeup, and we talk about fashion, and we talk about social stuff and issues, and my opinion on XYZ, and unboxings and kind of whatever. My hair, it's suffering, but hey, wash day was a few days ago. So all right, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Consider following me on IG if you're on YouTube, and consider popping over to YouTube and subscribing over there so I can build up my followers. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a good night.